Okay guys, it's been a while since we sat down and did a video like this. It's been a while, but I need to get on here and tell you guys what's been going on. And obviously by the title of the video, you guys are kind of aware that we are gonna talk to you guys about Melina and her diagnosis.
First off, she is on the spectrum.
She is on the spectrum. She did get her evaluation, how I told you guys we were doing the videos, I did questionnaires, like there was so much that we did to submit information and for them to see so that she can get like a proper like diagnosis. And when we did the evaluation, Robbie was home, so he was here. We did it all together. Baby girl was here too. And we had a psychologist who we spent, what, like 3 hours?
It was a long thing, yeah.
It was a long thing, and it was all online. And she had reviewed like all my notes, questionnaires,
watched all the
videos, all the videos from.
Plus asked us a bunch of follow-up questions.
Yeah, a lot of questions, and even went into like wanting more details of like how we were answering questions. But I have to mention though, since Melina did do like all the milestones monitoring, where I had submitted videos for those assessments, and also the other part, the infant start part that I'm pretty sure it was called infant start, that she had also started with, and it's all within the same agency, so she was able to view everything that we've done with her, all the monitoring over the last year. I mean, since she was 9 months old. Since she was 9 months old, we started monitoring her. And so she has a pretty clear idea of what she was looking at. So we were on there for 3 hours with her on that day, and Melina was there. She even came up and like, it was so funny. I made myself to make a note and tell you guys that Melina came up, and as soon as I pulled her up to look at the tablet, do you remember? She was like, hi. She just did a big old
you literally
hi.
were saying that she doesn't say hi to people, and then it's like, oh yeah, she just does it for
and we were both
right
like, oh my gosh, like, this is a good sign, right? Like, this is all good stuff. And so she was very happy, and she was very engaged with her the couple of times that she came up to us. In the end, I don't want to get too much into details, and I will though. Well, it is a lot, but I also we don't have like the proper like report.
Right, and the terminology for us is like, we're not professionals. And
they only sent us like the letter stating that she did get a diagnosis, but it didn't have all the details. And we will have a report coming to us too, with everything, how it was broken down and how the scoring was done and all of that. But in the end, Melina did end up getting a diagnosis of autism. So we have 3 kiddos on the spectrum, all over the spectrum, really. We got
I mean, they're all great
here, there. I mean, it's not even like a thing.
It's crazy that it is all 3.
It is very crazy that it's all 3, and I think that's one of the things that we kind of figured might happen, because we already had the 2.
Right.
When we got pregnant with Melina, Logan was not diagnosed yet. That was when he was 4.
Right.
No, he was 3.
You're pregnant with Melina.
Yeah, and I was pregnant, and I even remember like Logan getting his interview for like the long-term care, and I was like having like almost contractions, because it was in April, like early April, and like a couple days later I had Melina. But it was because Logan had just gotten diagnosed, so it's not, I guess it wasn't like a big surprise.
It was a little bit, because Gavin and Logan are so different.
They are so different, and when we saw Melina growing up those first few months, I mean, she was doing so many things that we were like, oh my god, she's amazing. Like, she's doing all this and that. Like, we were like, wow. But for me, I feel like if there was in the end gonna be something, you know, coming up, or there was a diagnosis, I feel like I wouldn't have been as surprised. But because we saw so many things that she did, and so many places where we thought she was even advanced, that's the only part of me that was a little bit surprised, because we were seeing something that we were kind of like, well, questioning, is this autistic, is this not autistic? I don't think it is, but, and that's always me, is always like, okay, like I see this and I see what's going on, but should I question it? Should we look more into this? Should we have somebody else who knows what to look for look into this? So yeah, I mean, it was a little bit of surprise.
Yeah, but
I mean, the spectrum is really
broad.
It's all over the place. And they say that it's just a little bit harder to see it in girls. And I think that's why, too, I question it. Because Melina is very...
She's so different from both the boys.
She's so different.
And she's like ahead of the game in so many things. But then, after talking with the psychologist, correct?
Yeah, psychologist.
And her pointing out all of her reasons. And it's just like clicking because like... And I was talking this to our neighbors the other day who also work with children with special needs. It's like... The learning curve on this is so crazy huge that, I mean, if they were to tell me her diagnosis and she was our first child, I probably wouldn't believe them. But learning everything, I understand, and everything she talked about and pointed out made sense. And I'm like, yeah, she's not hitting these goals. She's not hitting these interpersonal things. She's speaking great. She knows her colors and her numbers, and she's doing it at an early age. But she's not saying the things to us.
Yeah, like... communicating to us her wants and needs. And also there was a couple of like repetitive behaviors, self-simulatory behaviors that were observed that we didn't really pick up on.
They're always so different because what Gavin does stem and what Logan stems, totally different.
And what a typical kid stems, or not stems, but in the way that a typical kid just kind of runs around and acts like a kid.
You don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But with Melina, it was there. Like, it was there, even though it wasn't as obvious. It's there. Like, those behaviors are there, and we see them now.
Dang, brother.
Really? Neighbors. Barley. Okay, Barley's a little...
barking at
He barks at everything. So yeah, so they're there. Those behaviors are there, and we can definitely see what the psychologist sees now. And to be honest, I'm so glad that we started her monitoring early enough, because she is already getting early intervention. She is already starting speech, and she's doing so good with her speech therapy, even outside of doing work with speech. Like, she's just picking up so much so quickly. And that's the part of me that was kind of like, okay, maybe she's not, because she's taking in what I'm teaching her, everything that we're showing her, all the different skills and different techniques that I've been shown of how to work with her. They haven't been really hard. They haven't been challenging for me to get her to mimic what I'm doing, or me just modeling to her words and how we're playing and getting her to just follow along. It has been really great. Like, I've loved every therapy session that we've had, because
the therapists have been like, wow, she's doing so great the whole way through. Okay, so because she started speech therapy before she had her diagnosis, she was considered just a late talker. And when I told her early intervention team about it, they were actually pretty surprised too. They were surprised that she got a diagnosis, because they just didn't see it either. And it's okay. She's very charming.
She's very charming. She's very lovable. She's very, she loves to dance. She loves to sing. She loves to play. Like, she's very cuddly and social. She really is. So anyways, the other reason why we also did not talk about this right away is because it's been really busy lately. Like, the last few weeks, we've had so much happening.
I got a new position at work.
Okay, yes.
That was the thing.
Say it again. Okay.
I got a new position at work, so it's been movement there, and then
a lot of changes there. Melina's birthday happened, which you'll get a video after this. I just wanted to do this before, but we did film her video, or her birthday video, and I will put that on the next video. So she had that, and then also we have been continuing with her speech therapies. Logan had therapy, which we just ended, and I'll get into why we ended his therapy in another video. Gavin started ABA therapy.
And we got a good provider again.
We got providers in the house again. And then also just trying for me to like organize my head and my thoughts on what I want to do next with Melina, because we have a lot of options right now on whether starting her in preschool for autistic children, or just waiting out for her to start developmental preschool like the boys did, which is funny because I just had a transition, and I had a transition meeting for Logan starting kindergarten with, it's it's been so much. So I had a transition meeting for him, and they're like, oh, we're gonna miss your boys, and you know, oh my gosh, and I'm like, well, you're not done with this yet. Right. We have one more. So it's just a lot that's been going on, and it just takes a lot of time to process, and it's been
well, also finding time for us.
Yeah, and I think that's why I haven't wanted to pick up the camera, because we've been just kind of, you know, going through it ourselves, just trying to process everything, process our thoughts, and just get really organized in what we want to do before we share everything. And just getting a routine down again has actually been really nice. Now that Gavin's having his providers in the house again, and Melina, we got her going on her weekly therapies, and just finding time for ourselves too, really. We just came back from taking Melina out on a little lunch date, and with Robbie's new job, or new position at his job, like we're able to finally fit in a little bit more time for ourselves. So it's just been kind of busy the last month, really. Really, and not to mention COVID still.
And the rooms. Did you already show the rooms?
We have not showed the rooms.
Oh, wow, we did the rooms.
That'll be another video. So
yeah, we're
I'm telling you guys,
2 videos behind.
You guys need an update on everything. Battery's dying.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We better hurry.
Yeah. There's a lot more things that we want to kind of share about this, but for the most part, I did want to just come on here and tell you guys that she did end up getting a diagnosis, and we've already started taking steps into getting her support and just being there for her, and acknowledging the fact that we have 3 on the spectrum is not as wild as it sounds. I think because we've been doing it for a while now, and we're just getting used to this being...
it's not like it changes that much for us.
No, but I think too that having a 3rd kid, thinking that maybe they're not,
yeah,
but then that they are, and just thinking of the future of all the stuff that we might have to go through. But regardless, we're happy. She's happy. Everybody is good and healthy, and yeah.
I think you got it. You got it.
I'm a little nervous getting up on here again. But anyways, guys, any questions, any concerns, or any advice, any support, we would love to hear it. And I guess this is it for this update.
Anybody has $1 million? This way.
Therapy's expensive. Even doctor's visit. If you talk to the doctor even about their diagnosis, they charge that different.
It's not part of their
It's not part of their yearly wellness checkups. Yeah, crazy. Anyways, that's another story. We have so many stories for you guys.
Like 3 videos we could
So many. I know. So many. Anyways, guys, we'll keep you guys in the loop soon. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.